Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mike from M&R Automotive. Today we're working on a new 2025 Lexus GX550. We've installed some light bars, and I'm going to show you how to connect the light bars to auxiliary switches. So on the GX550, there's two sets of auxiliary switches. Switches 1 and 2 are going to be on the driver's side. There's a socket back here, I'll show you where it is. And there's also switch 3 and 4, which is on the passenger side. So let's go ahead and get access to that socket. We'll separate it, and I'm going to show you how to pin it. So on the driver's side, there is a socket back here, and that controls auxiliary 1 and 2. So we're looking for a plug, that black one over there with the orange rubber grommets. If you remove the windshield washer fluid reservoir, you can actually get your hand in there and maneuver it. So what I'm going to do, when you squeeze this, you can actually pull up on it, get it out the way, and now we can have this hand go inside and work and help you with separating the plug. So in order to separate, it's a male and female end, so you're gonna have to squeeze it and get the cap off. So with two hands, try to squeeze it. And what I'm gonna remove, this is the female part. The male part actually stays on the vehicle, it's part of the harness. So I wanna show you on this cap, it doesn't have any pins or wires, so Lexus wants you to actually pin it yourself. I couldn't find any information on the internet what kind of pins in terms of part numbers. I got a set on Amazon of different pin sizes, and I'm going to simplify it for you. Identified which pins are required for AUX 1 and 2. So AUX 1 is going to be this one, and AUX 2 is the one below. And I purchased this on Amazon. It's a kit of various sizes of pins. We're going to list the link in the description, so that way you guys can get your own. So I'm going to take off the two rubber grommets for AUX 1 and 2. So this is AUX 1. And since we're going to be using two of them, I'm going to pin both. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a little bit of wire on it. We're going to crimp it, and then I'm going to try to get it from the back. Hopefully it'll lock itself in. I'm just going to get some wire. I got a piece of 14 gauge wire, and the pin that we're going to put on here is going to be 621-4.8. So there's two tabs here that you're supposed to squeeze in order to crimp this end onto the wire, and if you don't do it correctly, it's not going to fit the opening of the plug. Now that I have it here, let's go ahead and feed it through the back of the plug. I heard a little clicking sound, which is good. So we're going to get another wire. It's going to be a little bit different color, so that way we can separate auxiliary 1 and 2 from this harness. And the part number for this one is 627-F2.2. So let's try to pin this. So now I'm going to go ahead and insert it from the back. Hopefully it locks in place. All right, it looks pretty good. We're going to install this plug onto the vehicle's harness, and I'm going to toggle switch 1 and 2 to make sure that you actually get 12 volts on these pigtails. So I have the adapter that we've been working on with the pigtails, and I dragged out the plug towards the location where we had the windshield reservoir tube. There's a little bit more space here, and I'm going to try to connect it. Okay, I clicked in. Now that the harness is in, I have my voltmeter ready. I'm going to hit AUX 1 with ignition on, and I'm going to check to make sure I'm getting 12 volts here. If I am, that means that the plug and then the pins are working properly. So now I'm going to turn on AUX 1, make sure that there's a green light. So with the red, I'm going to touch the contact, and with the black, I'm going to touch a bolt, and here we have 12.2 volts, which shows that we are having power on our pigtail. So let me do the same thing with AUX 2. I'm going to go ahead and switch off AUX 1 and turn on AUX 2. Also, whenever you guys are toggling like that, make sure that these wires don't touch the chassis, because it might spark and blow a fuse. But I was making sure that they're not. And right now we're going to check AUX 2, which is the black wire. We're going to connect it to red, and the black is going to be the ground. So you can see on the voltmeter, 12.2 volts, which means that we have AUX 1 and AUX 2 wired correctly. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn these off, and I'm going to set up auxiliary switch 3 and 4 using the same technique. So now we're going to set up auxiliary 3 and 4, which is on the passenger side. If you don't need auxiliary 3 and 4, then you can forget about it and just use the driver's side for 1 and 2. But in our case, we're going to connect a lot of different lights on here, so we're going to use 3 and 4, so I'm going to show you how to do it. We have a similar type of plug. I'm going to go ahead and remove it, and we're going to throw some pins in it. So here's the plug, and we're going to put it on the bench and repin the ones we need. So now we're back at the pin station. So I marked on this plug which one is aux 3 and 4. Aux 3 is the top large one, and aux 4 is going to be the little one on the bottom here. So I'm going to take out this boot, and I'm going to take out this little one on the bottom. So for switch number 3, I'm going to use the same one, 621-4.8, and for switch number 4, we're going to use 627-F2.2. So let's get some wire. We're going to do 2 different color wire, so that way we can differentiate which one's 3 and 4, and do 3 red. So I'm going to fit it from the bottom. Okay, that's switch number 3. So for switch number 4, we're going to use a smaller one. So now we got this cable, and I'm going to put it in for switch number 4. Alright, looks pretty good. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to plug this into the socket, and I'm going to test for 12 volts. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and plug this into the factory harness. Now I got my meter ready, and we're going to go ahead and turn on aux 3 and 4 to make sure we have 12 volts. Make sure these are not touching anything metal. I'm going to go turn it on and come back to check the reading. So switch number 3, that's going to be our red cable. I'm going to touch it with a red. I'm going to turn this to the ground, and we got 12.2 volts. That means it's pinned properly. Now I'm going to do the same thing with switch number 4, which is the black wire. So now switch number 4 is the positive, negative, and we got 12.2 volts. So now all 4 auxiliary switches are ready to go. They all have pigtails and they all have contacts. We're going to put some crimp connectors, and I'm going to show you how to connect some light bars. Now that the auxiliary switches are set up, let me show you how to connect our light bar. So the light bar that we're connecting is a dual function light bar, meaning it has powerful white light as well as amber DRL. Therefore, you actually have 3 wires. You have the ground, which is the black wire. You have the red wire, which is the power to the main function of the light, which is white. And then you have a white wire, that's the amber DRL backglow, daytime running light. So we're technically going to need 2 different switches, so that way we can switch off between the 2 functions of the light bar. So let me show you how to connect it to auxiliary 1 and 2. So on the light bar, we do have to put an eyelid where the ground connection is. So I'm going to put a crimp connector with an eyelid on it. And then we're going to have to put 2 crimp connectors for the 2 power sources. One for the red light. So we did the red, and I'm going to put one on the white. So for the ground, we can actually use this bolt. So I'm going to take it out and thread the eyelid. I thread it through the eyelid and reinstall it. And now we're going to connect the 2 different powers. Auxiliary 1, that's going to be our red wire, and auxiliary 2, that's going to be our black wire, which we're going to connect to the white wire of the light bar, because that's the DRL function. So now that we've set up auxiliary switches 1 and 2 and connected light bars to it, we will also, to save some time, set up auxiliaries 3 and 4, and we connected a reverse kit to it as well as the daytime running light. So let me show you how all the auxiliary switches work. So let me show you where all the auxiliary buttons are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So auxiliary switch number 1, that's going to turn on 1 light bar. Then we're going to another auxiliary switch to turn on 2 top ones. Then we have the amber DRLs, and we also have a reverse kit. And this is the reverse kit that also has a backglow feature, which is tied in with our DRLs. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys learned something, and I wish you an easy install using factory auxiliary switches from the Lexus GX550. I know this is a lot to do. It's not the easiest task of working with these auxiliary switches. So another alternative is to go with the M&R wireless wiring harness. All you have to do is just connect this to the battery, connect your electronics to it, and you can control it using the wireless remote. We've installed a couple of these on different vehicles, so you can definitely see how easy it is to do so without getting involved with auxiliary switches. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you learned something.